Okay, so today is September 18th. It's been 8 days since my surgery. Um, First couple days were okay. I mean, it just felt like I had a really bad sinus infection, like really bad congestion, and my teeth felt like they were gonna fall out from the pressure. I actually couldn't taste anything, and the roof of my mouth was numb, like I burned it on something, but I didn't. Going in for surgery, I did take two happy pills. Um, I don't really remember anything else after that. Came home and slept. It was more annoying than painful. It was very annoying having stents in your nose. They were like two plastic pieces that held the septum together. You couldn't blow your nose, you couldn't sneeze, you couldn't really clean your nose out at all. I could use Q-tips, but that's about it. I did wear a mustache band-aid for a couple days. It kind of collected all the boogers. So, I had it on a Wednesday. Pretty much slept that whole Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, hung out at home. Finally ventured into the world on Saturday. Went to Market Basket with Auntie. Was embarrassing because everyone had to stare at me because, I'm the weirdest thing in there. Anyways, so, but then around Monday and Tuesday, it got really bad to the point where the pressure was bad, but the dizziness and the lightheadedness was the worst. I could barely move my head side to side. The vertigo was unbelievable. I, it was just awful. So Tuesday night, I took a Dramamine and we went to bed. And then around 9:30, sitting in bed with my freshly washed white comforter, my nose just started gushing blood, like gushing. I've never in my life had an actual nosebleed, so it scared the shit out of me. And with the splints up there, I didn't know what I could actually do. So I held my nose for a while, and of course, I almost passed out because obviously it's me. So Adam helped me, and then after about 45 minutes, I called the doctor's office. They called the doctor on call, who called me back and told me to go to the ER at St. B's. Okay. So now, thankfully, my cousin Eric was over at my aunt's. He came over to watch Nathan, who was in bed. And we went over to St. B's at about 11. Didn't leave until about 3:30 in the morning. All they really did was make a clamp out of tongue depressors. I was looking to see if I had it. They taped the end of two tongue depressors, almost like chopsticks, and they applied it down here onto my nose so that I didn't have to keep pinching my nose. And they pretty much made me just sit in a room for 3 hours watching the bleeding stop. Gave me some Afrin, came back and looked, couldn't find anything. The bleeding would stop. So they finally talked to the on-call ENT, Dr. Hughes, he's not very pleasant, but who said not to touch anything and that I would go to my post-op appointment in the morning and have the splints removed. Because I was hoping that going to the ER, they would take the splints out for me, seeing how it was just one simple suture right here holding the plastic in, and all you have to do is snip and then pull the plastic out, but they didn't want to. So the options were to pack my nose or just watch it overnight and just go to my appointment in the morning. And the ER PA said that she did not feel comfortable doing both sides of my nose in packing with the splints. She said it would be extremely uncomfortable, to just go home and wait it out. So I did. It seemed to stop bleeding. I got like 3 hours of sleep that night, so it was awful. Went in and they removed the splints, which was great. They sucked everything out with like suction, and everything was fine. But then she realized that my right side wouldn't stop bleeding. And she kept looking in, and that's just the worst part of an ENT visit is the scopes and the cameras and everything they use up your nose, because your nose is so small and the tubes are even smaller. So for them to get up there, it's just so much pressure, and it's so raw to begin with from the surgery. And so I mean, she was going up there and it hurt so bad. So I believe she went up there with a cauterizing pen at one point. I don't know. But she thinks that it's bleeding in the back. And thank God I had Adam there. He was holding my hand. It made me feel better. He was watching them suck the massive amounts of blood clots out of my nose that I guess were huge, which I kept my eyes closed the whole time because that's just the best. Less stressful. But they sucked out what they could, and then they packed my nose with what you see now. It's like a super long, skinny tampon that they literally shove way, I mean, it is like way back here and probably going halfway down into my mouth. I mean, I can't feel it or anything in my mouth. It is extremely uncomfortable. And thank the Lord they did not pack my nose that night at the ER. And I listened to that PA, because I cannot imagine having two of these in. And this one, it's like a little wet. It's really gross. I took a shower last night, so I think that the little sponge on the end got a little wet. And then, of course, all the mucus that's trying to come out is soaking it. So I can't wait to have it taken out tomorrow and see what fun is in there. Ugh. So now I've got this in to stop the bleeding, because the bleeding is like way in the back, probably where the septum was repaired. So I go back in tomorrow, have this taken out. I have to be out of work for an additional week, meaning I won't go back until Wednesday. So technically I was supposed to go back today, but I was gonna, I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to go back. So now what they're saying is I need to be literally sit in bed for the next couple days and keep my head up. Don't do anything. Don't lift anything more than a coffee mug, because the bleeding will start again. And that's what I think my problem was, you know, you could sit here all day and watch TV or, you know, movies, that's fine. But then, you know, you look at your floor and you've got a vacuum, or you have no laundry, and then you feel bad that your husband comes home after working outside for 12 hours and has to do the laundry, make dinner, help with the kid, all that fun stuff. So me, I like to get shit done, and I think that's my problem, is I don't listen and I end up setting myself back. So I'm just gonna sit here today, tomorrow. I'll probably run to Walmart when my grandparents get here in a little bit. They did call me in a prescription for antibiotics because of my bleeding in my nose. But let me tell you, like, that nosebleed was god awful. Like, it just would not stop. It was like rushing hot water coming out of my nose. Like, ugh. And we all know I don't deal with blood, and especially blood coming out of my nose. I wasn't aware how to pinch it because of the splints, and I didn't want to like break anything else. But the one good thing is that I'm not really dizzy anymore. So my mom thinks that the pressure from the clot, there was just probably so much clotting and everything going on up in my, you know, nasal passage and around the surgery site. And I also had the turbinates or the turbines or whatever you want to call reduced. Um, that there was probably just so much crap up there that it was causing so much pressure and it was making me dizzy. And I seem a little better. I mean, I have slight vertigo still because I don't think the surgery is going to fix what my problems had, been in the past. But it's worth a try. Um, so yeah, that's about me. I did have a couple videos throughout my, ugh, the lighting's awful. Throughout my time, my progress, but I deleted them because, whatever. But I'm just that bored that I'm just looking for stuff to do and I can't really get out of bed. So, this is my life right now. We've got Nika laying in bed. We've got Demon over there. Hey, bud. And then Naya down there. And that's my life. So, that's it. So I'll be back to work on Wednesday. Hopefully the bleeding stopped. I'm really hoping that tomorrow when they take this out that there's no more bleeding because I can't take it. I really can't. And I just want, the pain that I've been having in the past to go away. I just want to be able to turn my head without getting dizzy, and I want to be able to have not solid pressure on this side of my face and ringing in this ear or blockage in this ear forever. I take so many pills already, between Sudafed and Allegra and, stuff for my headache. And it's just like none of it's helping. And even with the flow days, nothing helps. And I feel like I've run out of options and it sucks. So I will keep you posted. And then maybe next time I won't look so gross with a tampon taped to my face. And that's it. So, good luck tomorrow.